Hey YouTube, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I thought it'd be cool to talk a little more about the maps of New Horizons and take a deeper look at the layers of the island and what that means for the trees. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. So by now I think everyone is familiar with the map shown in most of the New Horizons footage we've seen so far. Of course we know this is just a demo map used to create all of the footage to date, so don't worry, just like all Animal Crossing games previously, everyone will be getting a randomly generated one, but using this map we already know, along with some of the footage we've seen, we can get a pretty good idea of the typical layout of an island, including what areas we have access to, as well as which trees grow where. Now starting with the most obvious, the bottommost layer is of course the beach. It's not really a layer, but it has been something that's charmed town maps since the original, so it's nothing unusual to discover only palm trees seem to grow here. It goes without saying, these are the ideal conditions for palm trees and they thrive when planted, and much like past games it's highly unlikely any other trees will be able to grow here. Based on the trailer and gameplay we've seen so far, it looks as though we have total access to the beach, including the ability to place our tent there if we so wish. Furthermore, the rocks located around the edge of the map seem to be accessible too, which is really cool. Hopefully that's also an indication we can even walk around the back of the island. Now moving on to the next layer, which is what we would typically call the lower layer in past games, is the mainland. This is the dark green area of the island and at least on this map takes up the majority of space. Here I'm guessing is where most of the action will happen, especially at the start of the game, given this is where the airport is located, as well as your tent and the two villager houses who move onto the island with you. What's interesting about this location is only normal trees and normal saplings seem to grow in this area. This is very unusual, and ignoring the beach area, this is the first time in any Animal Crossing game where grassy areas only grow specific trees. The good news is these include the normal trees, native fruit trees, most likely foreign fruit trees, and the gorgeous looking cherry blossom trees. Much like the beach and depending on the way the river forms, it seems we have full run of this area. Now we're getting to the more interesting layers. The next is of course the lighter green layer towards the top of the map. We'll call this the middle layer, and much like some of the older games, this is a whole new area on top of a cliff. Unfortunately, as things stand, we're not 100% sure how we'll get up there. I mean, we've not seen any ramps or tools or anything that hints at how we get up there, we just know it's possible. What we do know for sure is it seems only cedar trees can grow here. No palm trees, no normal trees, no fruit trees, just the pine-like cedar trees shown here. This is very strange, and the more I think about it, the more weird I think it is. Unless I'm forgetting something really obvious, I can't think of this ever happening before. The good news is the cedar trees are the trees to get Christmas and holiday lights hung on them during the winter season, so this layer will look super wintry during the holidays. This layer does also include a rather mysterious feature though that I think everyone is referring to as the gap. In a couple of locations there appears to be a break in the cliffs that leads to nowhere. At this point we know absolutely nothing about it, but it's speculated it's most likely just a viewpoint or a place where we can go to look out to sea. Other rumours include areas to expand your island or other ports to different islands, but we'll save those for another video. As for the accessibility side of things, it's not obvious how we get up the cliff to the middle layer just yet, but we've seen a bunch of gameplay showing it's possible, and assuming we have the tools like the vaulting pole, once we're up there, we could get just about anywhere. Now for the final two layers, which for the purposes of this we'll call the upper layers. These are the two very light green layers at the very top of the island. If you look closely you can actually see there are two layers here, one on top of the other. As you can see here with the player on the middle layer, with all the cedar trees around him, we can see the cliff of the upper layer at the back and just about see the start of another cliff on top of that, which are the lightest green layers on the map. However, the best angle to see this is from the direct footage that shows quite a lot of the upper layer, with the second cliff just noticeable in the upper left corner. Now based solely on the most recent screenshots, it's my guess that only cedar trees grow up here too, along with a few flowers and weeds of course. Now comparing these to the map, the two upper light green layers at the top are about the same width as the river, so in all honesty I'm leaning towards these being out of bounds. I really don't think we'll be able to get up there. I think they will act more as a boundary, much like those seen in New Leaf, and nothing more. So as a quick recap, there does appear to be 5 layers in total including the beach, but the 2 upper layers are likely inaccessible. Furthermore, palm trees only appear to grow on the beach, normal and fruit trees only appear to grow on the mainland lower layer, and cedar trees only grow on the middle and upper layers. Of course, this is just one map, so I wouldn't rule out the legendary 3-tiered town not returning just yet, as I'm sure we're still in for a bunch of surprises between now and the release. Plus, with the strength of fruit power and a magic shovel on our side, maybe we can put any trees anywhere we like. Of course, this is just a fun little analysis style video that I hope you guys enjoyed. For now, that pretty much wraps up today's video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the Animal Crossing content coming throughout December. We're definitely getting closer to more New Horizons news too, I can sense it. Until then, I'd like to give a special thank you to this channel's Patreon supporters, you guys rock. Don't forget to head over to our Discord server too, and of course if you got this far in the video, please comment trees, just let me know you did, that'd be super awesome, and please be sure to include whether or not it bothers you having certain trees only growing in certain locations. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it entertaining. Please be sure to leave a like if you did. Thanks for watching, hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.